Hey, what's going on, tech fans? Elric here once again with Buddy the Dog, bringing you guys 3 gaming monitors for under $150. So if you need a monitor to do your gaming on and you ain't got the cash, I think you're gonna like these, so let's check them out. First up, the HP 22CWA. The HP 22CWA features a 21.5 IPS panel with a resolution of 1920 by 1080 and a 16 by 9 aspect ratio. Now the contrast ratio, even though this is an IPS screen, is actually the lowest of the bunch, only being 8 million to 1 in the contrast ratio. The response time from gray to gray is 7 milliseconds. It is an LED backlit monitor. One thing I think that everyone's going to like, however, about this HP monitor is it's virtually bezel-less. You guys can see that there's virtually no bezel around the edge, making it so all you get is screen. And if you're doing 3 monitors in surround, this would be an absolutely great monitor for doing that because, hey, having bezels, kind of shows a separation. So if it's bezel-less, it's going to be a better view all around. Now, one caveat, I don't know how it's going to affect many people out there, is there is no VESA mounting, however, with this model. So if you're looking to put it on a wall, you won't be able to do it with the 22CWA. The HP monitor does, however, have a pretty clean look to it all in all. And if you look around the back and you see the connectivity, you can see there's one VGA connector and one HDMI connector. There's also a D-sub connector, but I've never used it and you probably won't either. The HP has a pretty easy to use on-screen display, and all you need to do to access that is hit a little button that's located underneath the right-hand side of the monitor, and then you can navigate through everything you need to operate and control your monitor. And next up, the BenQ 2460. Now the BenQ is our largest monitor out of the bunch, coming in at 24 inches, but this is a TN panel and it does have a VESA mount if you want to mount it on a wall. The screen resolution is still, once again, 1920 by 1080, and it features 2 built-in 1-watt speakers, so if you want to listen to music and you don't have money to buy speakers, hey, you're covered there. And as far as the contrast ratio, you get 12 million to 1 contrast ratio on this bad boy, so that's pretty killer. And as far as the response time from gray to gray, it's 2 milliseconds. The BenQ is also a backlit monitor that features a 16 to 9 aspect ratio just like all the others, but it has something really unique, which is reading mode. And if you engage reading mode, it takes out all the different colors and makes it very easy on the eyes for you to actually see the screen and read it without going, a bunch of glare, or not being able to read it at all. And if you're a person who surfs the net and does all that kind of stuff, you read stuff online, this could be a great feature for you. I know me, I surf the net all day long, and well, if you're watching this, you're surfing the net. Accessing the on-screen display on the BenQ is different than the other 2 models because its controls are located on the right-hand side of the model. So to access your on-screen display, you just simply click the buttons on the right-hand side and then you can be into your control panel and controlling the monitor. Now, as far as the overall look of the BenQ 2460, it pretty much looks like all the other monitors out there. It has a pretty small bezel, but it's the 24-inch and it's the biggest of the bunch. And if you spin it around at the back, you guys can see the connectivity involves 1 DVI connection and a single HDMI connector. There's also a VGA connection for you old schoolers, as well as an audio out and a mic jack. And like I said, with the BenQ 2460, you can mount it right on your wall because it has a VESA mount. And last up, the ASUS VX238H. Now the ASUS VX238, it features a 23-inch TN panel just like the previous model. Also features 1920 by 1080 resolution, 16 by 9 aspect ratio, and also 2 1.5 watt speakers. So you don't have to buy any speakers if you don't want to, they're built into the panel. Now the contrast ratio here is the best of the bunch, 80 million to 1, and the response time is also the best, being at 1 millisecond. It's also a backlit panel and features ASUS's Splendid technology. Now what Splendid technology is it means you can go into the monitor right in the control panel in the front there, and you can set it to different type of modes. Now you can do all this stuff manually, but if you're someone who just wants to do something quick and on the ease, they have a bunch of different modes for you to choose from, like gaming, nighttime, just a whole bunch of different stuff for the lazy guy who just wants to hit a button and go. To access the on-screen display on the ASUS is exactly the same as on the HP. The controls are all located on the bottom right-hand side of the monitor, but one thing cool about this is, like I said before, is ASUS features the Splendid technology. So you can scroll through all those different features here, access them, and engage them as needed. And being that this particular monitor is white, it looks really cool on a lot of different desktops, and it looks great in film as well. Now the overall design though of the VX238, it does look very fashionable as well, and as we spin it around the back, you guys can see it has a single DVI connection and 2 HDMI ports. There's also a mic jack, an audio jack, and also a VGA connector. All right, so there you have it. 3 gaming monitors, all under 150 bucks with a bunch of different features as far as the special stuff goes. So if you like BenQ, obviously you're probably gonna wanna go with that. If you're an ASUS fan, you're gonna wanna go with that. And if you're an HP fan, hey, that's probably gonna be your choice. But if you go by features alone, that's going to be a pretty even thing there. Although I was kind of surprised that the IPS panel seemed to have a little bit less overall great features than the other 2 monitors. But if you're looking for an IPS panel, then hey, the HP is going to be your dog. So I'm Elric, and this is my dog Buddy. And if you want more information about this, pricing, availability, all that will be down there below that like button. Hopefully you will go Chuck Norris style on it. We will see you guys back here on the channel. Lots more video card stuff coming up, so stick around.